Rise.
Have a seat.
Hey, thank you, Snow. Highly appreciate that. Yep. Follow the second channel if you can. Trying to get it to 1,000 just in case they this stream. Then we gotta back up. Gotta keep one in the chamber and on the clip. Can I mod? Can you?
All right.
mod?
Good afternoon. I'm Commissioner Procco. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for January 22nd, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here. At the end of your hearing today, you are going to be receiving some paperwork that will cover everything we go over in here, which does include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. Please keep in mind, as you heard earlier, you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and can be used in any future court proceeding. YouTube. We're going to begin today with Mr. Felix, because he's already here with us, and then we've got Katie Keegan up after that.
That doesn't look like Katie to me.
All right, Mr. Felix, go and state your full name and date of birth, sir.
My full name is Juan Felix, and my date of birth is January 18, 2008.
All right, sir, you are here for a probation violation warrant. So I know you came through on an initial appearance for an armed robbery that took place, and you did get a bond set in that matter. So what's happened now, since you were on supervised probation at the time that offense allegedly occurred, they've done a Term 1 violation. So in this case, you now have the public defender appointed as well. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set January 29 at 8:30 a.m. It's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And you do have an additional bond in this matter as well. That's going to be a $10,000 secured appearance bond. Now, if you do end up posting your bonds in both of your matters and end up getting released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms, and that does include contacting probation within 72 hours. We'll get you paperwork that has all of that information in it, but do you have any questions from me at this time?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there and have, or I guess they'll probably take you back.
I didn't catch his date of birth.
All right, so we've got Katie Keegan
16?
and Jeffrey Sorrells will be up next.
What the what? Damn. They get down like that in Arizona? Hey, they definitely don't play
around. Name and
around.
date of birth?
Katie Keegan, 5587.
All right, thank you. So you are here for two separate cases. I'm going to go ahead and start with the new matter that came in. This is for new charges out of Superior Court, and those are 3 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed. We do have a status conference currently set January 28 at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing January 29 at 1:30 p.m., and a preliminary hearing January 30th at 8:30. Those will all be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show you're currently on felony release in another matter. Looks like you were previously in the diversion program. I know they've already reinstated prosecution, but I don't think you've had a recent hearing in that case. But you are still considered to be on felony probation. That case number is CR 2022, not probation, on felony release. That case number is CR 2022-007385. The reason I'm telling you all this is because in Arizona, if you commit a new felony offense while being on felony release in another matter, Arizona law requires that you be held without bond in the new case. So because you're on felony release, that is your situation today. So you are required to be held in custody without the opportunity to have bond, at least at this time. That's why we've set that evidentiary hearing. That's the hearing that's on January 29th. That's the court date that gets set in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Okay? So you do have a second case here, and this one is out of a separate court. This one is going to be out of the Peoria Municipal Court. And that is in their case number TR 2023-001030. So in that matter, an arraignment hearing has been set January 28 at 9 a.m. at the Peoria Municipal Court. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That's a $250 cash-only appearance bond. Because I did set the bond in that matter, I did also appoint counsel to represent you. That's required pursuant to Rule 6.1 since you have a bond. But that'll be addressed at the court date that you have at the Peoria Municipal Court. You have any questions regarding either of these two matters here?
No, ma'am.
All right, ma'am. If you want to go and step over, looks like you pick up that paperwork already and have a seat. Mr. Sorrell, and then Christopher Lopez Garcia.
Shoplifting and some other stuff.
Good morning.
All right, sir. Your full name and date of birth?
Jeffrey Sorrells, 21781.
Can you speak up?
You said 217, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, sir, you've got 4 separate cases here today. I'm going to go ahead and start with the new charges that came in. So this is the new charges that would be out of Superior Court. Let me, You can't hear me?
I had no new charge.
You were booked in on a new case for 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person.
Thank you,
I
Casey.
didn't know. I thought I came because I was late for court on last month. That's what I thought I was here for.
You got multiple matters. So you've got the bench warrants that you were issued, and then this one is from May 14.
Deborah, thank you
Okay,
for the
so it's a
follow.
May 14, 2024 court date. And you've actually got 2 cases with the same one. Let me make sure they're not of the same court. Yeah. So you've actually got 2 different new matters here for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. One's this case that just came in here, so this is considered a pre-file matter where they're just now submitting the charges. And the other one's a direct complaint. I just haven't gone over that yet. Okay?
Okay.
So when I say new charge, it's not today that you got it, but it's the charge that they're bringing you in on as a new charge today, okay? But it does have a court date of May 14, 2024.
I had one
believe that
in 2
makes
days,
you
too.
eligible for bond,
I
huh?
had one for the 20th, I thought. Well, 24th, I thought, which is my lawyers put a motion in for. Because I was in the hospital at the time of my last court date. And so that's how I ended up with this warrant. She told me I was going to have a warrant until I had to come see you.
You did, and they did file a motion. You actually had a court date set on the 24th. You know what, I'm going to have to make a change to one of your matters here that I just discovered here. It's not necessarily going to change the outcome of your case, but I do need to make some notes here.
The PS or a CR?
On the PS.
For anybody wondering that's on TikTok, I have no control on how the way they set up the screen. So right now they got it kind of crappy, so that's why you can't really
All right,
see
you know
anything.
what, Mr. Searles, I'm going to recall your matter because I'm going to have to look at it again. We'll have to take off the evidence.
But if you go to YT, I got it on the full screen over there if you want to see it. I know right now you can't really see it. It looks really jacked up. But like I said, I mean,
All right, so we've got Christopher Lopez Garcia and Brittany Garza is going to be up next, and I'll recall them. I'm going to have to redo some stuff there.
thank you for the follow. Top notch, 34.
All right, so your full name and date of birth?
34 and 34. What
Name
a
and date of
coincidence.
birth?
Yeah, your full name and your date of birth.
June 19, 1969.
All right, thank you. So you've got a new case out of Superior Court here. The charges that were submitted today are going to be, let me take a look, see if that's correct. Yep, it is. All right, so you have 2 counts of aggravated assault, one for serious physical injury, that's a Class 3 felony, one for a use of a deadly weapon, also a Class 3 felony. 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, which is a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. 1 count of disorderly conduct, that's a Class 6 felony. 1 count of discharging a firearm within city limits, also a Class 6 felony. And finally, 1 count of possession of drugs paraphernalia, Class 6.
He's going to
So
prison.
in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you, and you do currently have a status conference set January 28th, preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. Those will take place at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I've taken into account not only your prior history that I have reviewed here, but also the nature of the account that you're here for and the likelihood of a DOC term in light of that. You do have a bond in this matter. That's a $150,000 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and are released from custody, you're also going to be ordered not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. You're not to possess any weapons while you're on release, which is already the case for you. So that means no weapons on your person, in your home, or in your vehicle. So you are going to get that information in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding anything I just went over?
Yes, I have a house with just, everything in it, and I have nobody up here other than my son. I can't get a hold of him.
That's not something that I can help you with here today, and it's certainly not going to change your release conditions given why you're here.
Yeah, figured
Okay?
that.
But the best I can tell you is you'll have access to the phones in the back, but I can't assist you with getting in touch with anyone.
Yeah, they never gave me my phone numbers. I don't have no absolute.
I'm
contact.
unable to assist you with that. All right? Do you want to step over, though? You can go
So
and
that's
pick up that
remanded to
paperwork.
custody? I'm remanded to custody?
So you are going to remain in custody. If you're unable to post the bond, then you would stay in custody, be transported to your next court date. Okay?
Next.
All right, so we do have Brittany Garza up after that, and then Thomas Williams.
Where you at? Where you at?
How you doing, Honor?
Damn, she looks
And ma'am, your
young.
full name and date of birth?
042804.
Did you say 428 of 04?
042804.
And your
Correct.
full name?
Brittany Murray Garza.
All right, so ma'am, you do have 5 separate cases here
Damn,
today that
5?
we need to review. So in your matter, I'm going to start with the cases here in Maricopa County, because you've got some out-of-county cases too. So for your Maricopa County cases, we'll go ahead and start with the new charges that just came in. So this will be out of Superior Court. And in that matter, the charges are 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of unlawful discharge of a firearm, a Class 6 felony. That has a date of offense of January 1 of 2025. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set January 28 and a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, again, based on your history as well as the nature of the offense that you're here for, you do have a bond, and yours is a $150,000 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and are released from custody, you're also going to have orders here that you not return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons while on release, which was already the case for you. But that does mean you can't have any weapons on your person or in your vehicle or in your residence, so nowhere where you can have access to those weapons.
How much was her bail?
Your next case that we have here then is going to be your probation matters. And we've got 2 of those on the calendar today. They're both here today because petitions to revoke were filed in each one of them. So in each one of those, the petition to revoke alleges a violation of terms 1, 3, and 5 of your probation terms. The public defender's been appointed there as well, and your revocation arraignment hearing will be on January 29 at 8:30. That will still be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. So there's a $750 bond and a $250 bond, both secured appearance bonds. Your last 2 matters that we have here, these are the out-of-county warrants, and I believe both of these are out of La Paz. They're going to be out of the Parker Justice Court for each of them. So in each of those matters, let me see if it's the same court date. In each of those 2 cases, you're going to have an arraignment hearing there on January 27 at 8:30. Again, that'll be at the Parker Justice Court that you have those at currently. And the bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. So one of them does appear to be an open case that's out of there. That's a $2,000 cash-only appearance bond. The other one is a post-adjudication case. It's a failure to comply case. That one is a $2,280 secured appearance bond, okay? I know this was a lot of information because you've got kind of a few things going on here. You will receive individual paperwork for each case, so you'll have all this information in it that you can take a look at, but do you have any questions regarding anything I just went through?
If I'm still in here, like, would I get transportation for the other courts?
You mean like for Parker or just for other courts within
just for all of them in general.
All right, so for the out-of-county cases, it is entirely possible your court date there could get moved, okay? Because you've got some local cases here, they might end up changing that, okay? Because they might hold you in custody in Maricopa until at least those are done, or until there's a time when they can extradite you out there in order to attend your court dates out in Parker.
Okay.
Okay, so that court date could change. That's a little different than other cases. In Maricopa County, when you have cases here, they can usually do that, but you'd have to be in custody for those cases.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't know if you've got other justice court cases or other ones out there. If you're not in custody on those, then they wouldn't know to transport you. So that's an issue to talk to your attorney about.
Okay,
If you do
so
have
much.
them, I'm not aware of any, but if you do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? All right, thank you. All right, so we have Thomas Williams and then Ethan McElroy will be up next.
Hey, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. Also hit them hearts. Let's get to we got to 10,000. Let's get to 20,000.
Thomas Williams,
Tap, tap, tap.
0121-1998.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior
Thank you,
Court.
Craig.
This is alleging 2 counts of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon. That's a class 3 felony. They have it as a 2 in here. 2 counts of disorderly conduct, class 6 felony, and 2 counts of threatening, intimidating. That's a class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30, and those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, based primarily on the nature of the charge that you're here for, because you have a fairly limited criminal history, you do have a bond that is a $10,000 secured appearance bond. So if you do post bond and are released from custody, you also have the orders that you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. You are not to possess any weapons whatsoever, so that would mean on your person, in your vehicle, in your residence. You can't have those weapons anywhere that you have access to. You're going to get that information as well in your paperwork, but do you have any questions regarding it?
Have evidence that proves my innocence. I just want to know
You can
whether or
certainly
not.
speak with your attorney about that.
Okay,
You can
okay.
appoint a counsel to
I just want to know
represent
that.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
I like that, Erica.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Over. We've got Mr. McElroy and Angrina Lewis will be up next.
Like Erica said, if
Alright,
you're
sir,
not
your full name
tapping,
and
you're
date of
not
birth.
being.
Keith Armand Miguel Roy, 12/03/1982.
Thank you, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. The first one that we have is the new matter that just came in, so these will be new charges out of Superior Court. Okay, that's going to be 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a class 4 felony. So in that matter, public defender's been appointed. The court dates are a status conference. It's going to be on January 28th, preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. Those are at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, because you are also here on a probation case, as well as the nature of the offense that you're here for, you do have a bond in this matter. That's a $5,000 secured appearance bond. When I say nature of offense, it's primarily the weapons charge.
Thank you, Snow.
That becomes the serious one here. So the other matter that you have here is going to be that probation case, and it's been added to the calendar for a Term 1 violation. So it's the new offense, okay? That's what triggers a Term 1.
It's a new, I don't.
You were just brought in here on these new charges, so that's triggered a Term 1. So for your probation. So you now have probation violation proceedings as well, okay?
Okay, so even if I bonded out, I wouldn't be able to bond out?
Yeah, you're going to be bondable in this.
So.
I'm going to let you know. Let me go through everything and I'll let you know, okay? So you've got a public defender appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing January 29 at 8:30. Now that matter has a $500 bond. So it's $5,500 for both matters. So you are bondable, and they're both secured, so you can use a bail bonding company in order to post those. If you do post bond and you are released from custody, you're still on probation. I believe you were in contact with probation.
Yes.
So you do still need to comply with those terms, and that includes contacting probation within 72 hours.
So 5,500 is my bond?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's for both.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Let
Did
me
he
go
say
ahead
yes,
and have
sir?
you step over. You can have that paperwork there and have a seat at this time. We've got Ms. Lewis.
Hey, guys.
And after that.
Remember, if you're not tapping,
there's,
you're not being.
Howard up
What's
after
up?
that.
Hook it up.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Tap,
Make
tap,
sure we have
tap.
that. All right. We'll
Too
move
fast.
him down. So after that, it'll be Ms.
This judge is on a roll.
Go
Yeah,
then.
that's right, Janet.
All right. Ms. Lewis, if you could state your full name and date of birth, ma'am.
Adrienne Lewis.
Oh, it's so tired. So tired.
1987.
Thank you. So you do have 4 separate cases here today.
4.
4 separate
Man.
cases.
Right. So 3 of them are
busy.
your probation matters, and the other one is going to be the new case that just came in. Okay, so this is for new charges that have been submitted to Superior Court. It's for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set January 28th with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30, and those are going to be at the Superior Court located in
It's all
downtown
good.
Phoenix. In this matter, you do have a bond that's a $50 placeholder bond. I'm primarily putting a bond in this case because you are going to have bonds in your probation cases. So I'm doing a bond in this one so that they know you're in custody in all matters. That doesn't ensure you get
Okay, because
transported to your
I'm
court
in
dates.
full-time
Let me finish
school.
talking first, and I'll
Sorry.
give you a chance. That means you will get transported to all your court dates. That could also impact your credit for time served down the road. So your 3 other matters are those probation cases. All of your probation matters have been added to the calendar for a Term 1 violation. So in each of the probation cases, the public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set on January 29, and in each of those cases, there's a $250 secured appearance bond. So it's $800 total for all 4 matters. If you do post bond and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to abide by those terms, including contacting probation within 72 hours of your release. Did you have a question regarding that?
No, I was just going to say I'm in school full time, so it's like I don't
I've
know
got
how I'm
time.
going to contact school. Like, I'm going to lose my scholarship.
So complicated.
I'm unable to assist you with that. I'm sorry you put yourself in that position here today. You'll have access to phones in the back, but that's the best I can tell you here in the courtroom. All right? You want to step over? You can go and pick up that paperwork there.
Where's there a bed around here? I'm sleepy.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Damn, I wouldn't be yawning and doing
All
all
right,
of
so
that.
that was
That's doing the most right
Richard
there.
Howard? Okay. Or no?
All right. What do you guys think this gentleman did right here? I wish I could
All right, sir, go
watch
and state your full name
California.
and
Yeah,
date
me
of
too.
Jared Howard, 12/4/1985.
All right, there we go, Mr.
Gotta take out the lagañas out of my
All right,
eyes.
so you are here for 2 separate cases today. The first one that I have here is going to be for a probation violation warrant that was issued. And this is for a petition to revoke that was filed back in November. It alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You currently have a revocation arraignment hearing set on January 29 at 8:30. And then in this matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $150 secured appearance bond. So your next case that you have here is the new case you were just brought in on. So this is for a new charge in Superior Court. It's for 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree. It's a Class 6 felony. In that matter, the public defender has been appointed as well, and your court dates there are a status conference January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this case, you do have a $100 secured appearance bond, so it's $250 total for both matters here today. If you postpone and are released from custody, you're also going to be ordered that you cannot return to the scene of this offense. It looks like you've already been back there a couple times. You can't go back there to that location. You've been trespassed. There's no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and since you're still on supervised probation, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours if you're released from this facility, and their phone number will be included in your paperwork if you still need that, okay? Any questions regarding either case?
I just got to say, as far as the warrants and stuff, there should never been no warrants. I never missed my court dates or anything.
It's not a court date warrant. It's a violation of your probation. They're saying you didn't comply with probation.
My court got switched over to the other court. I told the lady I was still at court over here. She told me she knows what she was doing, and it was never no warrant. I've been going to court the whole time. There's never no warrants out for me.
And this warrant here has nothing to do with court attendance. It's not a court attendance warrant. It's a violation of probation terms. So they're saying you were sentenced to probation in your other case that you have, and that you didn't comply with probation.
I never missed probation, though.
You can talk to your attorney about that. I'll let you know that the allegations, I'll actually read them to you. The allegations that were provided to us in the warrant,
because my family brought the documents, the renter's deeds.
Were that you failed to report as directed, and they list a number of dates here. Looks like the last reported date that they show is September 17, and that whereabouts unknown since September 19. So it's primarily a failure to report. All right, and again, that's an issue you can certainly speak with your attorney about since you have been appointed an attorney to represent you. Okay? All right, if you want to step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork there.
You know, I find it kind of hilarious that everybody that comes in,
Ms. Goen,
they didn't ever miss no court dates. They didn't violate parole. They did nothing wrong. Like, wake up, people. Obviously, you did something wrong because you're in court. Hey, thank you, Snow, for sharing.
Marquisha Michelle Govan, 070591.
All right,
Thank you for sharing,
So you've got two separate cases here today. They are both probation violation warrants that were issued. In each of your probation matters, there was a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 4 of your probation terms. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you in both cases, and that revocation arraignment hearing is set January 29 at 8:30 a.m. That'll take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each warrant's been affirmed. Each of those has a $100 secured appearance bond, so it's $200 total for both matters. Now, if you postpone and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to abide by the terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding either of those two matters? All right, if you want to step over, we'll get your paperwork over to you shortly.
Next!
Give me 1 second before we bring in Mr. Moore because we had his page 2s added, so I just need to make sure I go through those real quick.
Oh, I got a moment to talk. Hey, if you're not tapping, you must be napping. Anyhow, hey, if you guys got anybody that you want to share this with, loved ones, people you don't love, send it on through. You know, help us out. Help us to, grow. We're trying to get to that 20,000 mark on TT. On YT, we're trying to hit that 50K, or not 50K, 5K. I'll be happy with 5K right now. We got to do small steps here, small increments, if you will. And then Snow Rice, you can see it better on YT. Same name as here. Yeah, that's right here. Gracias. Highly appreciated. Snow, man, a huge help, It's a thankless job, but I do appreciate you. Let me see. KC family. She wasn't here a little while ago. I think she was. She might have snuck out. Fast in, fast out. That's right. Bless one. And I know a lot of you guys are new here. Really appreciate you guys. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Let me see. Hey, the mobile. Thank you. The mobile mechanic, semi-mechanic. Gracias. Highly appreciate you sharing the live. That really helps out. Helps us bring in more potential viewers, and it helps out with the chat and whatnot. In the comments. Hey, Tita, gracias. Un chico de gracias. Highly appreciate it. All right, let me see. Janet, thank you. Let me see. I'm new. I'm not new. James, I've been here a month already. That's right, Tabitha. I'm just saying, there's a lot of new people in here. Appreciate you guys. The ones that have been here, for the last year and a half, and the people that have been here as of today. Hey, everybody counts. Let me see. I've been watching for 3 days. That's right. Michaela, hell yeah. Let me see. Bingo's mom writes, I will find and follow you on TT2. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just hit up at collect call from, boom, and I'll pop up. Let me see right here. So, what? Who do you guys think is gonna be up next? What kind of case? You know what? We really haven't seen any DV cases here today. Maybe we'll see some tonight and this evening at Pima County. Let me see. KC's in here. That's right. Represent. And then I'm House of Fur and Feathers on TT. Hell yeah. I like that. It's kind of unique. Let me see right here. Just sent a gift. Hey, gracias. Highly appreciate that. Snuck in on me. Oh, you sent a high bear. Lovely. All right. Let me see over here. Laura in Michigan, I get up and speed clean before 9 a.m. when you start. Hey, thank you for that, Abby in Los Angeles.
All right, so we are ready to go with Mr. Moore. Thank you for waiting patiently. After that, it'll be
They are
David
in jail.
Yoakum.
Yes, they are in jail. Or they're in the process. They're in the last step before going to
All
jail.
right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Jamari William Moore, 0714, 2004.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 4 separate cases on the calendar now. So the first one that we have is the new matter you just came in on. So it's for a new case out of Superior Court. The charge is 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. So in that case, a public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. And those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Now, because you do have 3 separate probation cases here, all that had probation violation warrants issued, you're going to have bonds in those cases. So what I've done here is I did set a $50 secured appearance bond. That's a placeholder bond. I'm doing it so that they know you're in custody in this matter as well, okay? So your other 3 matters that we have here are going to be the probation cases, and the reason they're on the calendar is because petitions to revoke were filed in each of those matters, and that's alleging a violation of terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation terms. So in each of those cases, the public defender's been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set on January 29 at 8:30, and then in each of those matters, the warrants have been affirmed, or the bonds in the warrants have been affirmed. The first one is a $1,000 secured appearance bond, and the next 2 are both $50 secured appearance bonds. So I think that's $1,150 for all 4 matters, if my math is correct. So in this case, if you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody, since you're on IPS for that level of supervision, you do need to contact probation within 24 hours of your release, all right? Any questions regarding any of those? I think we're still printing out some of your paperwork since they were late ads. If you want to go ahead and have a seat, we'll get those out to you. Thank you, sir. All right, David Yoakum and Justin Pilfold will be up next.
You know what, I will say this, getting false violations on probation, it happens. I'm sure it does.
All right, sir. If you could take your hood off and just say your full name and date of birth.
David Yoakum, 12/17/78.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. In your case, it's for a petition to revoke that was filed last month, back in December. It alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you. Okay. You have a revocation arraignment hearing January 29 at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Okay. And in this matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. This is a $500 secured appearance bond. Okay. If you post bond and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to contact probation within 72 hours.
Okay.
All right. Any questions for me at this time?
Yeah, I spoke to probation supervisor came to my house like a week ago and knocked, and I talked to him, and he called my probation officer with his phone, and we talked, all 3 talked right there, and he scheduled me to come see him on the 22nd between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And so I don't know why it was out of warrant.
Well, you're in violation, sir.
I was supposed to see him on the 22nd today, so everything was fine. We all 3 left that gathering.
When were you
right
arrested? What time was that? It was
night?
last night. You were arrested last night?
Yeah. And so I was supposed to...
Let me look at your notes, and I'll see if there's notes in there on it. Because it doesn't get rid of the warrant. When they do that, they're just saying, come in and talk to us. They might still arrest you on the warrant, or they might end up moving to quash the warrant.
Okay.
But it doesn't get rid of the warrant when they do that, okay?
Right, okay.
But I'll look at your probation notes here real fast, as long as I have
Okay, yeah, because they didn't say nothing to me, the supervisor and the call to my officer, so...
Red rum cases.
I don't have my glasses on, sir.
Bond that she just told you about.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that violation.
All right, his stuff is probably going to change, so I wouldn't give him paperwork quite yet.
Didn't hear that, sorry.
Give me that. Yoink. Yoink. All right, all right. Let's see what's gonna happen. Don't fall asleep, buddy. Don't fall asleep. I know a lot of people tend to fall asleep up there. I wonder if they have little beds right there, like little boats, like the ones they have in county when you're in overflow, and they got nowhere for you to sleep. Do they have boats right there, like in the waiting area, where you could just like knock out, or is everybody just like grabbing rolls of toilet paper and just laying down on the floor and taking it down? I don't know. Anybody
All
here
right.
ever been
So
to
it looks
Arizona?
like you did have a conversation with probation. I guess I'll never know whether you were going to go in today or not, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt today. Okay?
Thank you.
So I'll go ahead and release you on this here today.
Okay,
So you
thank
can
you.
appear there since you did have
Thank
that
you, ma'am.
contact. I will let you know. If you fail to appear at your next court date or otherwise
yeah,
don't comply, you won't get a second chance.
Yeah,
okay? They'll hold you
absolutely,
next
absolutely
time.
understand.
Okay? All right, hold on one second. That's not going to change your court date. It's still going to be on January 29 at 8:30.
Okay.
But in this case, you are going to be released, but it is still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. You do need to contact probation within
Absolutely.
72 hours.
Absolutely.
What the what?
All right, if you want to go ahead and have a seat, we'll go ahead and have to reprint out your paperwork, but we'll get that out to you in a moment.
Okay, about
All right.
when are they gonna release me?
It takes several hours.
Okay.
Okay, be
But-
patient with the process. They'll let you
Absolutely,
know.
I just wanna make sure so I can call my brother for a ride.
Yep, they'll be able to let you know kind of a time frame.
All right, thank
But
you.
hey,
All right,
guess
so
what?
we've got Justin Pilfold and then Michael Alexander up after that.
He's gonna get violated because he had an appointment with his probation officer at 2:00 today, and he's late, 30 minutes already. So they might not let him out. I wouldn't be surprised if his probation officer is waiting
All right, so your
outside the
full
door to
name and date
violate
of
him.
birth?
Justin Pilfold, 2988.
All right, so you are here for 3 separate cases. I'll go ahead and start with your Superior Court cases. So these are going to be for a new matter in Superior Court as well as a probation violation warrant that was previously issued back in September. So I'll go ahead and start with the new case that just came in. And the charges there are going to be 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of shoplifting, both Class 1 misdemeanors. So in that matter, public defender has been appointed, and you have a status conference set January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30 at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In that case, you do have a placeholder bond in the amount of $50. That bond is being set because you do have a bond in your probation case, so I want to make sure they know you're in custody in all the matters that you're here for. So your next case is that probation case, and it's here because a petition to revoke was filed alleging a violation of terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 13 of your probation terms. So in that matter, public defender is appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing is set on January 29 at 8:30. And in that case, there is a $250 secured appearance bond. If you do postpone and are released from custody in these matters, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to contact probation within 72 hours. Now, your next case that we have here is a warrant that was issued out of the Arrowhead Justice Court. This is a failure to appear warrant out of that court. So they've set an arraignment hearing January 24 at 8:30 a.m. And in that matter,
That's what I'm talking about.
I did reduce the bond down to a $50 bond. I think it started at $850, but it looks like it's the first warrant issued, okay? So I am going to go ahead and reduce that down to a $50 bond, but I still need to put something in place. So again, they know you're in custody in that if you don't post those. So because I did set a bond in that matter, I did also appoint counsel to represent you through the public defender's office for that issue. It's required by Rule 6.1 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. You'll get 3 sets of paperwork for each individual case, so you'll get all that information. But do you have any questions regarding any of it? All right, sir, if you want to go and step over, you can go ahead and
Next.
have a seat at this time. Looks like we are to Michael Alexander.
All right, for anybody wondering, this is live. This is court in Maricopa County, Arizona.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Michael Dean Alexander Jr., July 22nd, 1980.
All right, thank you, sir. So you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. What this is they've added additional charges. I know you were in here the other day and got some bonds at that time. So this is for 2 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree. Those are actually both Class 4 felonies. They have them in here as 3s, which isn't correct. So those are both Class 4 felonies. The public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set January 28th, preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Since you're already in on those other bonds that you came in on just a couple days ago, what I'm going to do here is just do that $50 bond in this case, okay? So that's just so that they know you're in custody on these charges as well, all right? Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over, we'll get your paperwork here in a moment. You can have a seat at this time, though. All right, Daniel, Murillo, Rodriguez, and then Rebecca DeLeese will be up next.
He looks like a character out of The Walking Dead.
All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Edgar.
Daniel Murillo Rodriguez.
February 23rd, 2006.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charge is 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of reckless driving, a Class 2 misdemeanor. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on February 6th and a preliminary hearing February 10th, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court that is located in downtown Phoenix. I do show that you have no other prior criminal history, but given the nature of the charge, I believe a little additional supervision is appropriate. So in this case, you are being released, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So before you go, you're going to receive some additional information, and that they give you a packet of paperwork about it. So that's going to include their contact information, because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. So just make sure you take a look at that and follow those guidelines, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to step over, it looks like your paperwork is set to go, so you can have a seat at this time. Rebecca, Delise, and then we've got
YT is behind.
Andres,
Yeah, it is a little
Cebezo,
bit.
Centino up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Let me
Rebecca
guess.
Delise, 6788.
All right,
Reading
thank you.
too
So you
fast
are
in the
here
library.
for two separate cases. The first one's a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set on February 6th with a preliminary hearing February 10th, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did take a look at your probation notes, since it does look like you are still currently on probation. Looks like you just completed the detox there. You were actually making some positive steps in probation. Obviously, this is a setback, since it's going to cause you to have a probation violation warrant. But in light of the fact that you were making those steps, you were keeping in contact with probation, what I'm going to do here is you are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of your probation officer.
Okay.
What you thought about Willis? All right. The audio went out. Might be frozen. Yeah, it's buffering over here. So as soon as it comes back on, then I'll stop talking. But hey, she seems like she might still be a little bit under the influence, because she's like speed talking.
Within 72 hours, you do need to contact probation and stay checked in with them, and otherwise comply with the rest of your term.
Okay.
Okay, the next case that we have is that probation case, because it was added for a Term 1 violation.
Okay.
So public defender is appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set January 29 at 8:30, and the same release conditions apply there as well. You are being released, but it is subject to the supervision of probation.
Thank you.
Any questions regarding either one?
No, miss.
All right, if you want to step over, you want to pick up that paperwork and have a seat. Mr. Cabezos, and then Tariq Al-Bajur, and I apologize.
She's
I
getting
know you
released,
pronounced your last name there. All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Andres Cavazos Centeno, January 6, 2003.
Sir, you are here for a new case out of the White Tank Justice Court. It is alleging 1 count of reckless driving, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. You're not entitled to court-appointed counsel in this matter due to the nature of the charge, since this is a misdemeanor offense that does not otherwise qualify, but you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this case. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing, February 11 at 9:30 a.m. That'll be at the White Tank Justice Court. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. But I will let you know you are not permitted to drive a motor vehicle until further court order. Even if your license is still intact, you are not permitted to drive a motor vehicle under this release order. If you do end up driving a motor vehicle and are pulled over and it is discovered, you would be in violation of your release conditions in this case. Do you have any questions regarding that?
For how long can I
Until
not?
further court order is what I have in here. Okay, that's an issue you're going to have to address with the White Tank Justice Court, who's handling your case.
And then I have another question. My judge will see this, right? All right, never mind. I'll let this go. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, so...
hey, what do you do? I missed it. Sorry, my
case,
attention span.
Tariq.
Something's short.
And
I'm
then
guessing it
we've
was
got
something
Jimmy
bad.
Woods up next. All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
My name is Tariq Abdeljada, and my date of birth is 3rd of April, 2005.
All right, thank you, and I apologize. I know I mispronounced your last name.
Come again?
All right, so you were here for a warrant that was issued out of the El Centro Justice Court. That's in their case TR 2024-143050. So in that matter, an arraignment hearing is set on February 6th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be at the El Centro Justice Court. You're going to get the address in your paperwork. This is the first warrant that was issued in this matter, and I recognize it is a traffic offense, so I'm willing to give you a second shot to appear at that next court date on your own. So I am going to release you today to appear. It's going to be on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear, okay? I'll just warn you, if you fail to appear on February 6th, that it's likely another warrant's going to issue on that date, and you're not likely going to have the same opportunity again, okay? So just make sure you appear there. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yes. So actually, when I had this citation, I was issued a court date, and I showed up to the court. So I don't know why is there arrest warrant for today.
Yeah, this is out of a separate court. They're the ones that issued the warrant. And I did look, they did indicate that this was a failure to appear warrant that was in there. So that's what they're showing, that you didn't show up for a court date. And it was issued on November 8th. So that would be around the time that the hearing was. It might even have been actually on November 8th. Again, because it was your first warrant, I'm going to release you today. So you're not being held in custody on it. You don't have to post a bond today. But as far as that goes, you're going to have to address that with the court who's handling your case.
Yeah, okay, but...
Okay?
Yes, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
As I said, I showed up to the first court, so... And, does it show in the system that I didn't show up to that first court?
It probably is the first one.
Next, come on.
Or actually, I guess I don't know whether it is.
Taking up our time over here. Bro, shut up. Laughing out loud. That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe this...
It shows that you showed up to one date in September, that you showed up there, pled not guilty, and a pretrial conference was set in November, so that's when this hearing would have been, and then you failed to appear at that hearing. That's the hearing when they issued the warrant. So it shows that you appeared at one court date, but not the next one.
And I also want to ask, do you have access to how did they send me the information for the next court date?
Yep, I don't have that. You'll have to talk to that court. This is a completely separate court from here.
Okay, so I have to talk to them.
Yep, you got to talk to the Justice Court.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
How do you say, get the hell out of here?
All right, so Jimmy
Next.
Woods and then Jordan LaFoon will be up next.
Where you at? Where you at?
All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Jimmy Dion Woods, 09/07/05.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of the West McDowell Justice Court. The charge here is one count of failing to admit to carrying a weapon, a Class 2 misdemeanor. Now, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel given the nature of the charge. It is a misdemeanor offense that does not otherwise qualify. However, you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. So you have an arraignment hearing set February 11 at 1:30 p.m. That's going to be at the West McDowell Justice Court. And the address for that court will be included in your paperwork.
Thank you.
In this matter, I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. So you need to make sure you appear at that February 11 court date or a warrant could issue at that time. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Where can I get my truck back, and am I able to drive?
So if they took your truck, if they took custody of your truck, you need to call the arresting agency.
All right.
Okay, so whatever agency it was that took care of your arrest, you need to call them on their non-emergency line, and you can inquire as to what happened with it, because it might have been taken to a tow yard or something like that, but you'd have to talk to them.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I good?
Yep, you are complete in here. Thank you.
You know
sir.
what I'm guessing? I'm
All right,
guessing
so
that
we've got Jordan LaFoon, and then Gerardo Ortiz will be up after that.
I'm guessing that the prison or the jail's booked right now, so they're probably like they're relaxing, and taking everybody into custody.
All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Jordan Luke Vanderbilt, 21693.
What? That dude looks slapped back.
All right, you are not who I have in front of me here. What's your name again?
Jordan Luke Vanderbilt, 21693.
Let me snap.
Okay, so I don't show this as Mr. LaFoon. Is that correct?
I was so tired. Gooseneck.
I'm sorry, did you say Lafeno?
Yeah, or LaFoon. Jordan LaFoon.
He's gone like the wind. Well, really, these are very small offenses. The gun one, you think that one's a small one? I don't know. He made some rugs in jail. Oh man. He definitely was not there. Yup, from the looks of it. He needs to come back like in a week after.
And if we don't have LaFoon back there, oh, we do. Okay.
All right, here comes up the next winner. Winner,
All right,
chicken
sir, go and
dinner.
state your full name and date of birth.
Jordan James LaFoon, 10/29/1984.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court, and this is going to be alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, one count of prostitution, Class 1 misdemeanor. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. Your court dates at this time are a status conference February 6th and a preliminary hearing February 10, both at 8:30.
Did I hear
That's going to be at the
prostitution?
Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you are being released today on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. So it looks like you might have a Phoenix case as well. I don't know if you've seen them yet. Are you set to see the Phoenix court still?
Damn, times are rough out there.
Warrant, I believe.
Yeah. Is he set for Phoenix at 4?
Man. Woo.
Yeah, okay. So that's a completely separate court. It's going to be next door to here. I'm releasing you in this matter. I don't know what they're going to do in that case. So that's a completely separate thing. So I just want to kind of give you a heads up so you're aware that you still have another one to take care of, okay?
Sure.
All right. Any questions regarding this matter, though?
No, I'll be here in February.
All right.
Corner,
yep, you'll get those court dates in your paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Hey, Vanessa, thank you for the follow.
All right, so now we've got Gerardo Ortiz. I show he is, or no, we've got to go back to our other matter that we have here.
Hey, just when you think you seen it all, man, life throws you a curveball over here. I don't know what kind of money or who would be paying for those services, but man, they must be like hard timing it, and he must be hard timing it. That's like literally scraping the bottom of the barrel right there.
Mr. Ortiz can come in. I was saying Mr. Thoreau still needs to be seen. I started seeing him, but had to have him go back there because I have to do a couple things on his. All right, sir, go ahead and state your full name and date of birth.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Gerardo Ortiz, Jr.
Your date of birth.
My date of birth is 11/03/2000.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for 2 separate cases. Let me see.
Welcome back, Cindy. You just missed a good one. Damn, man. Hey, that's like, whoo, man. Imagine you pull up, you're driving, you see that dude in the street corner. I don't know if he dresses like that when he's doing the damn thing, but man, driving away.
Are you currently in probation proceedings? Do you already have a petition to revoke that's pending in probation?
Yes.
I
have a court tomorrow, the 23rd.
Did you post a bond in that matter?
Yes, I did.
All right, hold up. You got court tomorrow. You might not be making it,
yes,
buddy.
And I was supposed to be attending my court tomorrow at 8:30.
8:30? I don't know.
And you'll still have that date. Okay.
Dang, new charges on bond. Oof. Hey, when you're living that life,
There shouldn't be a term limit.
the sky's the limit.
I'm going to change this to a no action. The probation matter. Just the probation matter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's been releasing them all, so we'll see right now. We'll see what it is.
All right. What happened is they added your probation case as a Term 1 violation as well, but because you're already in probation proceedings, I'm not going to touch that at this time. So it's entirely possible they'll add a Term 1 to the existing violations that you have that are already being addressed, but I'm not going to address that here today, okay? That'll be something before the probation court, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so the case that I have you here for that we will address, though, is going to be for the new case out of Superior Court, which is for 1 count of aggravated DUI Class 4 felony. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set February 6th with a preliminary hearing February 10th, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So what I'm going to do here is, because you're already on release in the probation case with a court date that's set in this matter, and you did post a bond in that case, I'm going to release you in this matter at this time. You are going to be released on your own recognizance, but you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. So within 72 hours of your release from here, you do need to contact probation to check in with them, okay? So same release conditions that you had with your probation case as well. All right, do you have any questions regarding this matter?
No, Your Honor. I do have court tomorrow at 8:30, so just attend there and let my
You
attorney
said it
know.
3 times already, bro.
Let them
Let's
know
go.
about this case that just came in,
Okay.
so that they're aware of it as well, because that could impact how they want to proceed with you tomorrow, okay? How they advise you to go.
Okay.
Hey, what's up,
All right,
Vicky?
I'm going to go ahead and change this other matter to a no action. It's just going to take us a second to do that, so we'll need his probation paperwork back here. All right, so if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did he say 3 or 4 times? Man, that judge has a lot of patience. I'm very patient, but that I would have lost it already at that point. No, don't bring up a new case. Hey, flying on the wall. Thank you for the follow. Happy EBD. He's asking too many questions. 3, yeah, he asked 3 times. I'm telling you, man, the judge is over there typing all upset now. Like, man, I got to deal with these freaking morons. Is that it? Is there any more? I don't know. Anyhow, hey, so if anybody's wondering if I finished my sink and my my faucet yet, no, I'm barely on step 1. I ran into a wrench. So Let me see. For those of you that are wondering if I'm going to be doing some more cases, I think another one starts at 5. Is it 5? I think it's 5 or 4. You know what? Let me double check so like that I know for sure. I'll be getting my times mixed up over here. Let me see. Where
Okay, Katrina, I did finally enter that no action one.
let me see here. Give me a moment. I think it's 4. I want to go. I want to say there'll be one at 4 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock is Tucson. For sure, we'll be doing Tucson today. The 4 o'clock one, I'm not sure yet, which will be in about 2 hours. Can you do Las Vegas? In Las Vegas, I don't think they live stream cases in Las Vegas, but I don't know if anybody has any courts that are live stream. Send me a link, send me a DM, and I'll research it, and we'll see what it is. I'm more than open to stream other courts and stuff. This is just the Arizona seems really easy to check. I know somebody sent me one from Florida yesterday. I clicked on the link, but I didn't see anything. Which court is this? This is Maricopa County in Arizona. K. Larson, Indio. Let me see. Do they do Kansas City? I don't know. I'm not sure. But if you know, send me the link, and I'll go ahead and definitely check it out. You're going to get us canceled if you don't get that sync done. Hell yeah, you're right. You're right. My wife just took off and she went to pick up the baby. But right now, as soon as this stream, I cut it, you better believe I'm be over there jackhammering that damn sync right now. Be getting it done. Let me see. Did you say Tucson, Arizona? No. Well, Tucson, Arizona is going to be at 6. This is Maricopa County in Arizona. Does Iowa have them? To be the only thing that I know Iowa has for sure I can confirm would be the Board of Parole hearings. Those I do. Texas does children's services cases live. What? Texas does. We got Judge Boyd, Judge Fletcher, and there's another judge. They're all over YouTube. Kansas City would be fun on Monday after the Chiefs game on Sunday. What? That's interesting. I'm gonna check it out. Do. That's right, Jessica. Let me see.
Okay, we can go down
Central Time. No, when I talk about times, I'm talking about Pacific Standard Time, so California time. Thank you for confirming that right there. Let me see. Eastern.
All right, Mr. Trump, we're going to go ahead and go through your matters here again, sir. If you could state your full name and your date of birth.
Jeffrey Sorrells, 2/17/81.
All right, thank you. All right, so
his birthday's coming up.
We still have 4 matters here that we do need to review. I know we started on the one. I'm just going to start over going through it, okay? All right, so we'll start with what I call the new case, but it's not for anything that happened today. This is for an offense that they're alleging occurred back in May, okay? So that would be May 14 of 2024 for 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. That's a Class 4 felony. So the public defender has been appointed in that matter as well. You do have a status conference set January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. What I'm going to do here for these 2 new cases that we have, as well as your open felony case, since your attorney did call in on those, I'm going to reduce all of these down to $50 bonds, but you're still going to have a bond in your probation case. Okay, because you failed to appear in that probation matter as well. That one has a $500 bond.
I don't know what probation case. Every court.
You're on supervised probation right now. It looks like you haven't been in contact with probation either, because I looked at your probation.
I did
note.
72 hours, which y'all told me to do. And I explained to them that I'm turning yield. I got less than a year to leave. I'm not trying to run or do anything different. I got a son that just flew in. That's why I did.
I'm giving you a break here because you now have 2 new felony matters. Okay, so
the weapon charge, I'm not understanding what happened.
It's for something that occurred back in May 14th. Okay, and I'll let you know what the weapon was because it wasn't a gun; it was some different kind of weapon. So back then they were alleging that you were found with.
I don't own knives or nothing, so I'm not understanding.
A brass knuckle folding knife.
Oh, I don't even own one.
Okay. You can talk to your attorney about that. I'm just letting you know what's been submitted here today. Okay.
Yes,
so in that matter, you're going to have that $50 bond that I told you about.
Yes, sir.
So you have another open felony case here, other than your bench warrant case, because a direct complaint has been filed. And in this case, it looks like this was done back in December, so back last month.
Okay.
So this direct complaint is another charge of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. And it's also a Class 4 felony This one has a date of offense of February 29 of 2024. I don't have the details on that one, so I can't tell you anything about that case, because this one has already been filed as a direct complaint, so it's already an open case, okay? But you haven't been seen on it yet. I'm seeing you here for the first time on it.
Okay.
So you're going to have the same court dates there. That's a status conference January 28 with the preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. That's going to be with the public. You're going to have the public defender appointed there as well, like you do in your other cases. And I'm doing a $50 bond in that matter too, okay? Now your next case that I have here, this one's the bench warrant that you had for your other open felony. This is the drug charge that you have that's open. This is the one where your attorney filed a motion to quash it, okay? And I recognize that, and it's because of that that I'm reducing all these bonds, okay? That's why, because I understand that you recognized it.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this matter, status conference January 28, preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30, and that's going to have a $50 bond on it, okay? So the next one we have, this is your probation case. So this one's also here for a bench warrant that was issued for the failure to appear. So in this case, you have a revocation arraignment hearing January 29 at 8:30, and in this one, the bond in the warrant was affirmed. So this is a $500 bond. So that ends up being, what is that, $650 for all four of them. Yeah, so $650 for all four matters, okay? So it's the same thing if you postpone and are released from custody, you do still need to contact probation within 72 hours.
For the 500, I have to pay the whole 500 as well, right?
It's a secured appearance bond, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company. I believe that is above the threshold for where they'll work with you, but you'd have to call them to find that out. Because I think if you're only at 500, then they don't do anything because that's too low of a bond. It's too low of an amount to work with. I believe above that amount they can do it, but that's something you'll have to talk to them about.
I think so.
Okay. Any other questions regarding these matters? All right. I apologize for the confusion and having to recall you back in the courtroom, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything correct for you, so I lowered some of those bonds, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork right now. All right. So we have some
She's
house
definitely-
calls here. It looks like we have two of those. I'll start with Richard Howard, date of birth 1/13 of 1989. Do we know why he's a house call?
You need to be monitored by a medical for health issues.
Okay. All right, so he's here for a new case out of Superior Court. It's alleging one count of robbery, class 4 felony, one count of shoplifting, class 1 misdemeanor. Public defender's been appointed. Status conference at January 28 with a preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. And in that matter, he's got a $10,000 secured appearance bond with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and not possess any weapons. Next case is for Justin Wilkins, date of birth 3/20 of 76. He's here for a new case out of Superior Court. It's for one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, one count of threatening, intimidating, class 1 misdemeanor. Those are the counts I was able to find probable cause on. There is an additional count for refusing to be sworn as a witness that I was not able to find probable cause on. There's 2 counts of that. So in this matter, public defenders appointed, status conference at January 28, preliminary hearing January 30, both at 8:30. And in that matter, there is a $15,000 secured appearance bond with electronic monitoring and pretrial services supervision with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and not possess any weapons while on release. And I think I showed that he was, or why is he a house call? Maybe I don't have notes.
He's for bizarre behavior.
Bizarre behavior, I do have that. Okay, thank you so much. All right, I show that as now everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recorder. We'll be at recess.
All right. So that's it. It's over. Hey, if you haven't done so, please, if you guys could follow my second account, I'll go ahead and type it up on the screen. I'm trying to get that one up to 1,000 subscribers just in case this one ever goes down. We got a backup and we could go ahead and continue as of nothing. Also, if you haven't done so, check out our YouTube stream. Also, the YouTube streams you can normally see them a little bit clearer, just because they're actually on the screen opposed to how I'm doing it over here. I'm doing I got the projector, if you will. Most likely, I'll be back for sure. I'll be back for sure at 6 Pacific Standard Time, if you will. And I think that's all I got. I'm pretty sure I had some other stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about. But, man, my attention span is very short. Hey, Joshua, I really appreciate that follow. Hey, we're trying to get to that 20,000 on TikTok, and we're trying to get to 5,000 on YouTube. If you're still on YouTube right now, hey, jump over to we still have that hearing from Utah going on. I think that was going to be running maybe like another 2 hours. So if you still feel like watching some more board of parole hearings, definitely check him out. And that's it for now. So like I say around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. And hey, I appreciate all of you, every single one of you. There's just too many names to name, but you know who you are. All right. And with that, I'm out. A rato.